Hey, what's up, Savages? So, a lot of you probably already know that I recently moved, and I moved from a place that I had done a lot of work in as far as structure wiring, running HDMI cables and Cat 6 and all that stuff through the walls and making everything super clean. And I had all of my, all the cables were hidden, power was hidden. So, all I had was a TV on the wall in four different locations and everything was hidden, no wires exposed or anything like that. It was super cool. And in the new place, I don't have that because it's new construction, and so I need to do that in this new place. And a while back, I did a question. I think I put it on Twitter, maybe asking about whether or not people would be interested in some of this content. So I'm just now getting around to kind of talking about it, and I'll probably do this as maybe a um, probably a premiere or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how I'll do this video. But long story short, I know I say that a lot, don't I? I wanted to give like a quick little tour of what I'm working with now, and I want you guys to give me some suggestions and recommendations on what maybe I should do. And I'll show you what my plan is right now, so that you can kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at. So let me just show you what I am currently working with. I think I can change the camera. Yep, here we go. So this is my current setup, my current office, and this room here is actually very multi-purpose. It is going to be, it's basically the room I spend the most time in, and it's also going to be basically a home theater, but nowhere near like Bitsby Trippin's home theater. We're just talking about one little small room with, just some decent, chairs. I don't know, but he's going like all out. I guess the house that he bought, that he moved into, had a pretty decent setup to begin with. So, um, anyway, I am going to have a TV, a 60-inch LCD on this wall here. All the walls in this house are 10 feet, so there's plenty of room for displays. um, anyway, so that's what's going to be on this wall above this computer station here. Now, this is my little workstation. You can see I'm kind of frugal on some stuff. I mean, look at this chair that I'm working with here. And then that computer there is super old. It's the one that keeps giving me all the problems. I know I've been talking about upgrading for a while, and I am. I just haven't yet. Lots of other stuff going on. I do have these new displays. They are not very expensive, even though they are curved. They are AOC 32 inch, I believe. I don't remember the model number. They are, I want to say that right now they're probably like 229 each, but I got them for 179. I was watching them on Amazon and I got an alert like, hey, this something in your uh, shopping cart decrease in value or decrease in cost, and I checked it out and it was them, and so whenever I saw them 179, I was like, all right, I gotta go ahead and hit the buy button on that. But I'm not a gamer. They're not high end or anything like that. I don't really game, and they're just decent displays. So that's what's going on over here. I got the camera set up. This is where I live stream from and all that stuff. Nothing. It's literally nothing fancy at all. I actually have a printer sitting on a ottoman down there. It's nothing too nice. All right, so I'm kind of getting off track here, but the purpose of the room is going to be multi-purpose. Like I said, it's going to have a display here, or a TV, and then all the wires are going to be hidden in the wall, power and all that. And I'm going to show you all that a little bit more in a few minutes. But you can see here, this is like a home theater seating, I guess, sort of, but and it's also, uh, you know, it has mining rigs in there too. So it is kind of warm in here. And I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm probably going to maybe move the rigs out into the garage or something. I like having them in here. It's good for, content creation and stuff like that. So it is kind of a benefit to have them here. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with that. But you can see the temperature right now, 88 degrees in here. It's super warm. I do have a ceiling fan, but what's funny about this is, heat rises, right? So basically all you're doing if I turn on this fan is I'm pushing hot air down on me, right? That's really all that's happening. So it's kind of funny, but let's take a quick tour of rigs. I've got the, uh, well, my setup over here. I've got the Raspberry Pi for the Raven Coin node, and that's still going. That's what's being displayed right here. It's doing pretty well. Not doing well meaning like financially. It's just it's running. That's all that's happening. And it's actually the upgraded version, the 2.5.1. So it's ready for the upcoming Ravencoin fork on Tuesday. And then this is the Kessel rig. You've heard about this rig a lot. You've seen it a lot on the channel. It's a 6 GTX 10 series NVIDIA rig, and it's got, you can see the Corsair HX 1200i, the ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus, and cheap memory. And I also have a SSD in here. It's got Windows 10 on it, so it's running. This rig is running Hive OS right now, but I can boot it up into Windows 10. I just have to plug this up and then boot it up, and it's good to go. Or choose this device, and I actually have two power supplies in there. There's a 1000 in there as well, and that is pretty much it for Kessel. I'm going to, these fans, I don't know if you can kind of see it, but the LEDs, you know how important LEDs are. These fans were cheap to begin with, and the LEDs just are not working like they used to, so it looks kind of ugly. So I bought some more. I'm going to be replacing these, and I'm going to replace them with green, so it'll be kind of cool because this is, NVIDIA rig at the top, and then AMD rig at the bottom with the red fan. So it's going to be red team, green team, and I think that that'll be kind of cool. A nice aesthetic, I guess you could say. And then the GPU, it's got two RX 570s over here that are not even on. I have them off because whenever I add those two, I have some electric problems, breakers tripping and stuff like that. So I have 10 RX 580s and those two RX 570s. So I figured I would just power off the two 570s and leave the 10 RX 580s up and running. And as far as hardware goes, this one is pretty much identical except for the fact that I have two HP 1200 power supplies with the breakout board and all that stuff. So I don't know if Red Panda is watching this. This is how I have mine set up, and you can tell it's not loud. These are super quiet. If this display right here goes under 12 volts, then it starts screaming. This thing gets really super loud. So what I have found is if I split it, like I see that it's got all these connection points for the 6-pin, right? But if you put more than, I have just 4 on one power supply, and you can see down here I've got 4 on this one as well. And I did that because if I put 5 or 6, or typically 6, onto like 11.9, 11.8, and I know it's not really a, that's not what's causing it. It's the draw and stuff. But I'm just saying, in general, that's what I've noticed. It will start screaming, and it's super loud, and it's running hot. Like you touch it, like right now, it's almost cold, right? It's not. This thing is super efficient right now, and with the cost of these setups, it just makes more sense to put 2 and split it in this way and not try to fill this thing up, because if you try to fill this up and put 8 devices on it or 8 GPUs on it, I mean, these PSUs are meant to be in the back of a server. They're going to be loud. It doesn't matter if they're loud and all that, so you just got to keep that in mind. So in order for them to be super efficient, I always just put 4 in it and call it a day, right? And then those 4 are split. So it's 4 GPUs on this one, 4 GPUs on this one. And whenever I say a GPU, I mean it's the GPU power and the riser power is all split off of, one of these. It splits into the 8-pin, was it 8-pin, 6-pin, 8-pin for the top of the GPU, and the riser itself. So this, like I said before, this has the same, pretty much the same exact hardware as the other rig. It's H110 Pro, BTC Plus, all that stuff. I don't know if you can, it's kind of dark in there, but I don't have like great cable management. It's not terrible, but that rig I really need to redo and do a little bit better wire management on it. So that's what I've got going on over here. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? As far as paint, okay, so you can see I've got, this is the contractor paint, the way the house is built, right? So what I was thinking about doing was, this wall is going to be Bitcoin orange, I think. But I don't know how that's going to work with everything else in here. You know, so it's kind of like one of those things where I'm not sure, but I already have the paint, I already bought it, but you know, I can return it or whatever. But I think I'm going to make this wall Bitcoin orange, and maybe even actually, let me back up a little bit. Probably all these 3 walls will be Bitcoin orange, and then the wall behind the chairs, because that's the backdrop basically for the live stream. I'm going to put, what I'm looking at doing is doing the boards, you know, it's like a weathered board, almost like, what do they call it? Kind of like a barnwood, but it's not barnwood. It's just the boards, slats, you know, they're like different color. You can get gray or brown or whatever. And you have to put them in, they're like 4 feet long each, and you stagger them and all that stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to do on this wall. I think that'll look really cool. Plus, I'll be able to put, you know, some decorative stuff on there to make the backdrop for the live stream and stuff like that look kind of cool. That's basically the goal for that. And let's see. As far as, okay, so I talked about the wiring a little bit with the TV over here. I know I'm showing y'all basically a blank screen here, but TV over here. Now, in the other place, I had a closet that is meant for coats, like a coat closet whenever you first come into the house. And it's right there at the front door. And I have basically the same thing here. But I turned that coat closet, and I've showed pictures of this on previous live streams and stuff. So I made that closet into a component closet. So my receivers, my PS4, even the computer was in that closet at the time. What else? The cable box, if I had one, which I don't. The Roku was in there. Everything was in there, and it was all into all those HDMI outputs from each device went into an HDMI matrix. It was a 4x4, a 4 input and 4 output. And so all the components for all of the rooms in the house where every TV existed throughout the house had the components were in the closet. And I can't remember the video, it was probably like a Friday night live stream or something where I was going over that. I don't remember the exact name of the video or anything. Maybe on this one I can go back and do it again. And we'll see about that. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, maybe I'll cover that again in this video. Well, I don't know how I'll do it. I'll show you pictures at some point on one of the live streams or something. But anyway, so in this house, I have a similar situation, although it is down here. It is kind of close to the office. It's about probably 60 feet. This is kind of funny. You can see I got extra power cable ran for the rigs and stuff over there. But this closet, this is the closet right here. And it is going to be the component closet. So I'm going to build shelves in here. I put an outlet down there for the components in the closet. But I'm going to build shelves and probably out of wood, and I'm going to have basically variable levels. So I'll have a bunch of different ways and a bunch of different wood shelves, probably just, you know, have them held up by like just basically like a wood strip, but there'll be lots of them, so I can adjust the shelves up and down depending on what I'm putting in there. And I'm gonna go probably, you know, it'll be both sides obviously, but maybe about halfway through. This closet's a little bit bigger than the other one in the other house, so it's probably gonna be a little bit easier to manage as far as the devices, but I don't want it to be so big and open that it looks funny to have components in here, right? You can see the Xbox is up there, but it's not even hooked up. I'm probably going to put lights in here or some type of a light, and don't know about cooling. You know, in the old place I just left the door open. It was just more convenient. I just couldn't figure out a way. The other house had a different configuration a little bit for the closet. This one actually opens up. Right above that is the actual attic, you know. So in the other house above that was in the kitchen, so it was not, I couldn't use it to evacuate the heat, you know. But in this case, I probably will be able to do that. So yeah, so that is that. And again, you know, all these are 10 feet ceiling, so I mean, I definitely have some room here. All right, so I think that is going to about wrap it up. Just give me some ideas what you guys think about this whole thing, and let me know. Give me some ideas what y'all think about this, you know, wall back here. I think those birds. I think that'll be a cool feature, and it'll look good. You know, things like that. So anyway, let me know what y'all think, and I will. Yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Stay savage and all that stuff. I don't even know how to stop this video. Oh, here we go. See y'all later.